Hello. Following the recent government updates, many of you will want to communicate to your patients that you are still open and that their appointments are going ahead. This video shows you how to create a contact list of patients who have a booked appointment so that you can get in contact to reassure them. There is also a suggested template included. I'll start by showing you how to add a new SMS template to your system. Firstly, go to Configure and then down to SMS templates. You may need to be logged in as a super to do this. Once you're in SMS templates, click the +1 button and it will pop up with a little window that asks for a code. Now, in terms of the code, it can be kind of anything. It's just for the system to be able to store this. So I'm going to use open. And then the description is so you can find it later. So I'm going to say business usual. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to paste the template that we recommend into here so you can see it. But I'll also make sure that this is in the description on the video as well. So this is now in the system. So it's saying practice name is still open from the 5th of November. Your scheduled appointment is going ahead and we look forward to seeing you. If you wish to contact us, please do so on the practice phone number. Now these are merge fields, so these will automatically generate your practice phone or your practice name. If you want to add more, then you can click on the View Merge Fields button and it will bring up this little window here where you can go through and select whatever it is you want to add in. And of course, you can change this message. This is just what we're recommending. Now, something to bear in mind with this, it obviously is an SMS text message, which only contains up to 160 characters per text. This total down here is how much just the text minus the merge fields are in terms of characters. Now, this is over one text message, it's 168, so I'm going to truncate this to 2. So just bear in mind that we'll send out 2 messages. If you need that or want that to be 1, you can move it back to 1 and just adjust this so it's sort of below 160. And just bear in mind, it is excluding the merge field. So there's 11 digits there for a phone number and however many characters your practice name has got. So I'm going to pop this back into 2. Once you've done this, you can hit OK. You can close this little merge field window if you did open it. And you can see it's now saved in there. So that's now, we've got our text message. So that's now ready for when we go ahead and create a contact list. Now to create a contact list, you need to go to administration at the top, down to contact lists. Again, you might need to be logged in as a super for this. Once you're in here, in the bottom right, you can go to create list. You'll get this little window pop up. Now you want to click on the lines to the right. And this is the list of templates that you've got already. Now we're not going to use one of these, we're going to open up a new one. So we're going to hit +1 in the bottom right hand side. Up here you've got the description. So we could maybe say patients with a booked appointment. So we're looking at patients that have got an appointment booked in the future. Now, down here is where you put your queries or conditions. So we're going to add a condition using this button here. So it's in the bottom right, it's insert patient selection into the list. It's a little arrow going into the page. So when I click on that, it comes up with our condition list. Now we want to literally look at anyone that's got any kind of appointment coming up. So I'm going to go to any appointment and say OK. Now we need this to say patients with, which is what it will default to. And then you've got a from and to date. Now, like I said, we want to look into the future. So we're going to say from today. So we're going to use this drop down, just say from today into the future. So drop down list again. Now you can either use 3 months time or 6 months time, depending on how long you want to range this for. I'm going to use 6 months in this example. We don't need to worry about treatment codes, provider, or we don't need to worry about the including failed and cancelled appointments, because obviously this is narrowing it down and this is looking at past stuff, which is not what we're doing. We're looking at the future. So we're going to say OK. So it will read patients with a booked appointment between today and 6 months time, excluding the fails and cancels. That's perfect. So we'll say OK to this as well, and then OK again. That's now us selecting that new template we've just created. At this point, if we press OK to this window, it will run the list and it will give us a total of patients that are in there. Now, if you just need to get total, you could say no at this point and then that's it. You can back out. But today we're going to look at how to send communications to this group. So I'm going to go ahead and say yes. That will create our list now. So you can see my list. Obviously, I've not got a lot in here because this is just a demo database. But you can see that the people that we've got on here. In the bottom right-hand side, these are the different ways you can communicate with people. So you've got email, SMS, letters, and you can print these lists out. Now we're going to look at sending out a text message, that message we just created. So we're going to go for SMS. Now there's single and multiple. Single will just send out a communication via SMS to the person that's highlighted. Multiple will send it to the group, so we want multiple. Group by family, you would typically press for something like maybe a letter, where you're going to send it to a household. But in this instance, we probably wouldn't because it's text messages. But we do want to tick as completed when the message is sent. So we're going to tick that box. You'll then get this window come up. Now we're going to say with the following status not ticked as complete, we're going to leave that on just in case afterwards any don't send, we can then send to that group and it can do it all automatically because it will know who hasn't had a text. So we want that ticked and it's saying not ticked as complete. Who are not active, we don't need to worry about that too much because we've already narrowed down our list to just look at booked appointments. Who have not been contacted, who have been contacted so many times, 0 times. Now again, we'll untick this list on the basis that assuming this is the first time you've sent this, we want this definitely to go out to everyone because that's the group of patients we're targeting. If you have sent a few random texts to people, you can tick that and say who have been contacted 0 times to ensure that you're only sending it to people that haven't had a text message already. You can say with a specific contact preference and select mobile. From and to patient, you shouldn't need to worry about in this instance. This is just to add additional contact lists to it, and this is to narrow it down a bit more. So all of this page is basically looking at narrowing this list down more. So if you're already happy with the list that's been generated, then you can leave most of this. I'm going to untick this as well for myself because I know I've not contacted anyone yet. So at this point, I'm going to press OK. You're then going to get the staggering SMS window come up. So you should have some delivery times inbuilt already. If you didn't, you can hit +1 and it will let you pop in a time and which days. And what that's going to do is basically anything that's not ticked or anything outside of the times, it simply won't send text messages. So this is useful if you're looking to send messages out regular. And if obviously you don't want to send them at Sunday at 2 o'clock in the morning, you can make sure that's not selected. So looking at the time now, it's 1:32 where I am. So it's 1:39 is how long it's going to take to send all these text messages out if a message should be sent every minute. That should be fine. And the reason we're going to stagger these and not send them all straight away is because we don't want to overwhelm the server. Sending too many messages and email as well can cause the same issue at one time, and sending them all at once. It can overload your server. It can also potentially overload your network, and it can cause things to crash. You could find the server could crash. It's risky to do, obviously, especially if you're trying to work for the day as well. So you should always choose to stagger these. So we're going to run these on a stagger. The more messages you've got, you might want to increase the stagger slightly, but obviously do keep an eye on this time. If you increase the minutes too much, the time will increase to a point that it could take days to go out potentially. Again, depends on how many messages you're sending. So the setup I've got here should be fine for the moment. So I'm going to hit OK. It's now going to ask for some more information. Now, provider and specialist isn't important under this because it's just a generic message. The description can autofill once I've got the template. So the template's what I want. So SMS template. I'm going to click on the little lines and I'm going to select open. So the business as usual open one. So we'll OK that. So you can see the description's auto-filled as business as usual and the SMS template is open. If I press OK once more, it's going to take me to my final page. So it's given me the description and the message that we created earlier. So this is the text message we created earlier. So if I go ahead and run this, so if I say OK, what it's going to do is it's going to send out this text message to every single person and you'll see it running through, creating all the different names, and that's it gone. So this list has now had them all sent. Now, if you look, my list has disappeared. And it's disappeared because I said tick them when they're complete. So in the bottom left, I've got show complete. If I tick that, it will show me all the ones with a tick. Obviously, your phone should be going sort of amber to say that they're on their way. Mine are all got exclamation marks. I haven't got SMS set up because this is a demo database. So this is how it will look. And obviously, in your email section, you should be able to see these again in your outbox. And every minute, another one will go out. And that will stop your system from overwhelming itself. I hope you found this video useful. Please subscribe to our channel for more videos. Take care of yourselves. Thanks for watching.